Hello, everybody, and welcome to the We Only Do One Thing podcast. It's the only podcast in the world that is 110% genuine, a complete shit show.
Absolutely.
Absolutely 110%. And it is the only podcast in the world that also had Jabari's story.
Jabari's story! Man, what a video. I'm sure I've got that somewhere. Oh, I need to upload it to somewhere else because it got banned off our YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll have to upload it to Twitter or I think it's still on Facebook.
Fantastic.
Oh, man.
I'm Kieran, I'm the CEO, and joining me is our...
Creator of Jabari's story.
Yeah, it's Turch. How you going, Turch?
I'm doing very, very well.
For those of you listening who can't obviously see Turch, we've got 3 phone books that he's sitting on, so he can, be at the same height as me for the podcast.
Thank God this no one can see what's really happening. And we are measuring penises and you're not having a good day. Let me just put it out there.
Oh, the old penis joke. When I was in a bowling team, the bowling league,
Yes.
Wednesday nights, I'd go with 2 mates, and I always had to hire shoes because everyone else had their own equipment, except we were called the bowl bludgers, and of course we had to hire shoes and use the bowling balls that were there.
Yeah.
We didn't have our own bags or our own bowling balls.
You weren't the holy rollers or anything like that.
No,
or the pin pals.
No. But the same joke would happen. It would be like, what size are you? Yeah, size 10. And then my 2 mates were like size 11 and size 12. And so the guy would go, little fella. So I eventually after 10 weeks of like, I need a comeback. He's like, little fella. And I was like, yeah, at least it's big where it counts.
That's it. That's the important part. That's the important part more than anything else. Kieran,
Yeah.
I'm very excited to say that the studio
Mm-hmm.
will officially be moving in December.
Woo!
We are moving to a new, potentially purpose-built studio.
Excellent. When will this studio be built? Is it actually in December or is it really going to be like March next year?
I'm going to try my goddamn best to make sure it's up and running. We might have to
We might have to have a couple of... I think December... We'll do our last show somewhere in December because December's getting hectic.
That's right.
We'll have a bit of a summer vacation.
Yeah.
Because you'll need it. I'm going away as well.
You're going away.
I'm going away.
Or maybe I'll get some guests on and I can just do it myself.
So January sounds good, but then January 15th till like February.
It's going to be a crazy time. Yes, the new studio will be in my new house. Which I'm
So the
moving
4th
into.
studio.
It's a 4th studio.
Yeah. We're in my garage.
Yes.
Then your mum's house.
My
That's
parents'
as
house.
like any good podcast. Oh yeah, we were at Turch's mum's house.
It was good.
Or Turch's dad's house.
Well, he was... depends who you're talking to, I guess. Look, he got fed.
I got fed, and there was a lot of noise in the background.
There was a lot of noise in the background of those episodes.
Italians, eh?
And then this lovely studio here, now moving to a new one.
A new one,
Fresh, bigger, better, all that sort of fancy word. So that's very exciting for us. Coming up. So keep you there. But I want to talk about something because I did buy a house on the weekend.
Congratulations.
And I want to talk about real estate agents just a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And how they are...
Was this the auctioneer? Are you complaining about the auctioneer?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to
Okay.
play with the auctioneer more than anything else because every time he would...
Wait. Everyone wants to know, Turch.
Yeah.
This is everyone on the podcast community. How many donuts did you get from the donut van that was free that they always have at the auctions?
There was nothing.
Or coffee van? None!
No coffee.
None!
No donuts, nothing.
What kind of auction is this?
Well,
I mean, I've been to auctions before. I'm clearly not buying, but I get the free coffee or donut.
Well, this whole auction was happening. It was very hot. Thank God I had Mediterranean skin because all the Aussies there were burning up. It was pretty
Yeah,
fucking
very
funny.
hot. It's like 25 degrees and we're not used to it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's not that hot.
It's all right. Oh, the one real estate agent was walking down the driveway, and it's a bit of a steep driveway. She's in high heels, and she almost fell over like 3 times.
That's
it was
hilarious.
pretty funny. I had a great time.
Yeah.
But the big thing was the auctioneer.
Did you make yourself look like a bum when you went there?
I wore shorts with toucans on them.
Yeah.
And this blue t-shirt.
Because you want people to go, he can't afford this place. And then you want to come in and be like, boom.
But I opened up the bidding at 50 grand less than the lowest, like the range, 50 grand lower.
Yeah.
And the first time the auctioneer had to go back into the house was still 10 grand under the minimum. So I got it for a good...
That auctioneer did not do a very good job.
He did not. But you know what? Every time he would build it up, he would, like, the first time he'd do going once and then do some, like...
A big pause.
Big pause. And then eventually he's like, going once, going twice, going 3 times, and then hold for about 18 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? You could never be a musician, mate. You gotta keep it steady. You gotta, imagine playing drums. Do, do, cha, do, do. Do, cha, do, do. Like, you would just be the worst drummer in the world. So very frustrating.
But an auction also works when there's more than 3 people buying the house.
Well, if it was 3,
yeah,
and then it was 2,
yeah,
and then
you really need like 10 people bidding, because they've got to like bid off each other.
Yeah,
they got to feel that pressure.
I say this now. I was the only bidder because everyone else was just like, "Oh, can I do another $1,000?" And they would be like, "No, minimum 10."
Mm-hmm.
So they would go 10. I would just pit back straight away.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually they go, "Oh, this guy's going to buy the house." So they just all stand back.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I had to go into the negotiation in the house.
So you get called in.
So I get called in. There's what I want to discuss. Real estate agents are...
With the donuts in there.
Just glorified salespeople.
Yeah.
Right? They don't understand... Like, they've got no... they don't analyze the market like an economist would.
No, they're a special breed.
Yeah.
And they're meant to be stupid.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, my cousin is in the real estate industry.
Oh, there you go.
And knowing her IQ, yes, it is the perfect industry.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to know too much.
No.
She doesn't need to know too much.
Recently, across the world, but specifically in Australia, I'm sure it's across the world too, interest rates have been going up. So how much people can borrowing power dramatically dropped.
Yeah. It's like gravity. Gravity has increased.
That's right.
Yeah.
And this has not just happened like over the space of 3 years, so you can actually have a solid indication of what the market actually is. In the last 3 months, interest rates have gone up 3 times.
Yeah.
Which is unprecedented here in Australia, at least for the 20 years. Mm-hmm. So when I went in to negotiate, they're like, "Oh, we sold a house here 6 months ago down the road for $150,000, $200,000 more than what the current bid is." They go, "Yeah, but 2 years ago,
interest rates were like 0.1.
Or 6 months ago, rates were 2.5%, and now they're 4.5%.
Yeah.
So you've got to expect $150,000, $200,000 drop because that's the market. Mm-hmm. They're like, so they're doing all this thing where they're trying to compare things that they've already done, and they go, "Look, I'm not interested in comparing this house to other houses. I'm not buying the other houses in that market. I'm buying this house.
I want to buy
this house in today's market right now.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this house." And you could really feel in the air that all their power just got like the carpet,
good man.
I think with real estate agents, I was talking to Jess about this. Yeah. With real estate, and I think I was talking
when I buy a house, Church, you're going to be my guy. I'm gonna look. I'll buy you a dinner.
No. But I think you would be good at buying a house because you just the trick is just to answer every question like a politician, and you're very good at that.
Oh, okay.
So It's like, "Oh, are you in the market today?" It's like, "Look, this house is really good.
Actually,
I quite like this bit of it."
Now, actually, if I get to be a politician, yes, I'm buying my own house. I want you there though to hold my hand.
Kieran, don't do that. So I'm a bit frustrated at real estate agents, but in the end, they came good. They tried to do a little bit of
Was a real estate agent walking in shame?
There was a bit that were trying to be like, because the lady that sold
because if they're making a commission, let's just say even if it's 1%, and it's 100, they're wanting you to pay $150,000 more. That's like 15 grand.
No, 1,500.
Yeah, sorry, that's 1,500.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
No, they were trying to guilt trip me a bit. It's like, the old lady that lives here, she doesn't have anywhere to go, and I go, "I'm going to tell you a little secret."
Not my problem.
I'm going to have a little secret. I'm going to tell you a little secret here. 1, don't care. But 2, I know she has somewhere to go. And they're like, how do you know? And I go, okay. And I walk them into the study and go, see the children's books?
Uh-huh.
She has somewhere to go.
Yeah.
I'll tell her, a 60-year-old woman doesn't collect children's books.
Yeah.
You know what those are for? Grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
She's got somewhere to go. See the extra bed she has in this other room? That's not for her when she feels like going doing something different. That's for grandchildren.
Yeah.
She has somewhere else to go. Thirdly, my wife's pregnant and she needs this house. And I'm gonna do a little bit of a hierarchy, right? My wife and the baby,
Yeah.
you know, my parents, all of my electric guitars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, my dog, all my electric guitars, my favorite jacket.
Yeah. Oh, and your podcast guy. The podcast needs to be on this list.
Under the jacket, obviously.
Look, the podcast knows where it is, but it needs a new studio.
That's right. But a million other things, and that lady not having a place to live. That when she's selling this place for a very good profit, that she wanted
which
to make
she
tax
probably
on.
bought in 1920 for like $20,000.
Yeah. Less than I'm putting.
I
down
actually
as a
looked. I
deposit.
looked when you bought the house.
Yeah.
The last time it was sold was like 2002 or something.
Yeah.
For like $40,000 or
Like
some
nothing.
shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and she made another $700-800K on top.
Yeah.
Pretty.
She's fine.
I think she'll be okay. Oh, is she going to stay in a fancy hotel for a week? I think she'll be okay.
Yeah.
So very frustrating.
Congratulations.
Very excited.
The socialists have no idea what buying a house is about. So well done.
Well, at least... Yeah, I know, right? At least I'm not a landlord anymore, so then maybe I'm a little bit higher in their books. Who knows? You got something for us, Kieran?
You have to excuse me. I am dealing with a bit of a still hangover cold. And it's just
We're
going to
getting old, mate.
It's just going to make me cough. One of my favourite politicians, Bernie Finn. Do you know Bernie Finn?
He's the one that talks like this.
Yes. Yeah. Where were the Greens? That man. He's great. He's just such good value, such good entertainment. Posted on his Facebook page, he's got a really strong following.
Yeah.
He's been in politics for like 16 years.
Okay.
He's got a really strong policy. So he posts this Victorian Socialists flyer on his Facebook page.
Yeah.
72 people have come in and comment.
What is this guy? Liberal, Labour?
He got kicked out of the Liberal Party.
Wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
he's a good guy then.
I'll just read out some of the comments from this post.
So he posted a picture of a socialist party flyer that he got in the mail.
on his Facebook page. These are his constituents that support Bernie.
Beautiful.
Finn. RLE Computers writes, another progressive left. She should give her money as a starting point. Looks like a clone of Dan Andrews.
Man.
You've got to be kidding. Roz is a scary person straight from La Trobe Uni in a hotbed of socialism.
La Trobe Uni, hotbed. That's where I went. And you can tell they all leave. Just the smart ones leave.
Oh my god, I thought that was the despot at first glance. Had to enlarge and go in for a second look.
Oh god.
Socialists responsible for 100 million deaths during the 20th century. I guess their spin doctors could sell that as a real action on climate change.
We were talking to one of our friends on the weekend at the Halloween party.
Yeah.
And he said, a bunch of socialists rang my doorbell. And then they asked me, do I know much about socialism? He goes, sorry, I've got to get back to work, which is something you don't know anything about. And I'm like, can you answer the door any nicer for a socialist?
Oh, that is great. That is...
And then we decided, I think at one stage we were talking about kink shaming.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, we don't kink shame here. And I was adamantly against that. No, we need to kink shame.
Here.
Foot fetish people, fuck off.
Oh, yeah. I don't really... Oh, no, I do have a... it's not really a rant. It's more of a comment.
Yeah.
Every time I drive to your house, there is a person who, near the freeway exit near the McDonald's,
Yeah.
I forgot that road. Edgar's Road.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
Dalton Road.
Dalton Road. There's a guy who, I'm not sure if you've seen him, but he just kicks a soccer ball. Like, he does a lot of headbutts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finally gave him $2 today.
Oh, you're a good man. You're a good man.
I'm just like, I admire. First time I was like, yeah, whatever. But he's been there over the next couple of weeks. I'm like, I admire the commitment.
I have seen that. I don't go that way,
Yeah.
obviously, very often. But when I say he's got some talent, there's a lot of people that do that in France, believe it or not, and they're pretty amazing. But they're headering the ball consistently like that. That's a
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it on my resume, but it's a good party trick.
Good on him. Good on him for doing that. I couldn't do it.
Okay, Kieran,
Yes.
I'm about to do something dangerous
Excellent.
because this podcast has had a lot of.
And I'll just tell the listeners, before we started this, Church says, this is it. We're getting cancelled. We are getting cancelled. We will be shut off Spotify.
I think
SoundCloud will ruin us. That's it. This is it. This is the end.
Have you ever been like watch videos online where they do like a tier list and they get like a bunch of things and they rank them like for me people go, oh, I'm gonna rank all the guitar brands or all the amp brands and all that.
Oh,
and
it's not fucking one of those like emoji
No,
Mojo.
It looks like this.
Oh,
and
right.
they might put the logo in there, or they go, oh, I'm gonna rank all the fast food chains.
Yeah.
And it goes S, A, B down to F, and F is the worst.
What the fuck is S?
S is like super.
Right,
Like
what's
above
A?
A. It's like S is the best. Then
Why
as you
isn't
go
it
down.
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That makes what the fuck
Same.
is why is A not the why is S? What is B?
S is special. It's A, B, C, D, E, F.
Yeah, but what
F.
does A mean?
It's just the letter A.
But then it's B, C, D, E, F. Why is S first?
S is like super. It's like
So S is first, and then it goes in the logical order of A, B,
Yes.
C, D, E, F. That's stupid.
so. We've done a lot of crazy things. We've done a lot of crazy things on this.
Are we about to rank?
We're about to rank something,
Okay.
and I think this could be an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
As well. And I'd like to bring something in that we can rank today, and then going forward, we can continue to rank these things.
Rank these things.
And,
okay.
so it's an ongoing bit in our podcast.
Excellent.
Are you ready? Okay, so I think it's about time that we rank the races.
The races.
Yes.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think some people are a bit
Italians,
confused.
F.
Well, we've got to rank all the races.
Yeah.
And I think it's time that we ranked this one here.
Uh-huh.
I think this is where we got as a starting point for ranking the races, right? Now, this one here. This first race I want to talk about has had a very long history,
Okay.
right? Really long. Like,
I've never been nervous in like this entire podcast, but I'm like, I have no idea where this is going.
okay? But not only had a long history, but a very troubled one. And they fought with lots of other people, doing a whole bunch of stuff. This race has caused, in fact, a lot of issues
Yeah.
as well. Especially in the early 1900s, right?
Okay.
I
I have no idea which race this is.
You know, and lots of scientific things occurred with this race.
Yeah.
Some really horrible things, but it was all positive.
All positive.
All the things that came out of those scientific tests
Okay.
became positive, right?
So better for the whole community.
The demographics of this race have sort of changed over time, but some people still say that this race is a problem.
Okay.
Okay, do you know what I'm talking about, Kieran?
I've got no fucking idea.
You don't know what race this is?
Go on.
What race do you think?
I'm
talking about the Olympic marathon.
Ah.
What the fuck are you thinking?
That's fucking brilliant.
I think we're gonna get banned for this.
I'm really glad I did not just say a race then. Oh, you could easily like clip in like me just saying
anything. Okay. So I do want to talk about the 1904 Olympic marathon.
Excellent.
Because all of the things I described about that race are 100% true.
All right, we got through it, people.
I've never seen you shit yourself more. You couldn't even hold your drink properly. You were just like two-handing this big line.
I'm going for like a political career here, and I'm like, this is gonna fuck me over.
Gonna fuck it over. No, look, this is the one. So you can help me rank this race, Kieran.
Okay.
Let me tell you about this race. So this is a true story. I was reading up about, because the World Cup's coming up, and I like to hear about crazy things that happened in events, like in the at the English World Cup. The World Cup was lost and found by a dog. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. I love that. So to the Olympics. Of course the Olympics has something. So anyway, let me go back to you about the 1904 Olympic, specifically
The marathon race.
the marathon race. So I'm going to do a summary and we're going to go through a lot of things.
Excellent.
Only 14 men crossed the finish line. One after he hitchhiked, the other after having a nap,
Yes.
and one the winner after drinking rat poison.
What?
Yeah. So, on a broiling 90-degree day, which is like 30, 35 degrees, just on about 30
Where was
degrees.
the 1904 Olympics?
1904 Olympics, so 30 degree. I can't remember off the top of it. Oh, no, sorry, it's in America.
America, okay.
Okay. 32 men dressed largely in white with leather belts gathered in the Francis Olympic Field, newly constructed in St. Louis. The governor organized the committee, fired the gun, and the men raced. They raced around 5 laps around a track with a flurry of lead charges among the large cuts were runners from 3 previous Boston Marathon winners, which none of them would finish. In fact, only 14 would finish.
Mm-hmm.
Not only would the percentage of the finishers rank as the lowest in any marathon, but the event itself would be marred by the racism and pervade as even guided the 1904 Olympic and World Fair. So leading them out of the stadium, so they're usually with the runners, they have people at the front. Nowadays they use motorbikes, right? Not back then.
Well,
Leading the way out of the stadium was a vanguard of horsemen riding along the races to clear the dry dirt roads. So, as these runners are running...
they would have been like barefoot as well or some shit like that.
Okay, we'll get into the footwear, because a lot of them were wearing leather boots and wearing leather belts.
Wise.
Right?
Yeah.
So, these horses are running in front of them. The whole track is 5 laps of this dirt-only track.
Yeah.
So as they're running, all this dirt and horse shit is being flicked back into them the whole race. So here we go. So I'm going to talk about each of the people that are really important in this race. So there's Thomas Hicks. This is a quote. As Ghastly Hicks continued, but he's already medically formed to slowed his pace, and he stopped to walk up the hill 2 miles from the finish. This earned Hicks a second dose of Secretine mixture, plus a swig of brandy. So they were given this drug, right? And I'll go into what the drug was.
Drug performance.
Yeah, it was. So this drug here, in small doses, can help aid.
So we're still talking like a 42-kilometer race?
Yes, it's a 42-kilometer race. This drug can help improve athletic ability, but the more you take of it, the more it becomes a rat poison. But everyone was given this assistance to this, and the runners could only get water from one place, which was a well.
Right. Oh, because it wouldn't have been the tables of water.
Well, no, they did it in the previous marathon and the Boston Marathon, but the organizer, who's insane, and that's why we're going to get to him later on, decided no, if you want anything to drink, you're only allowed to drink brandy.
This is great, yeah.
Okay.
By the way, year 12s can only do your exams with brandy.
Okay. So Fred Lorps, so this is another runner, approached the 10-mile mark. Fred Lorps, plagued by muscle cramp, flagged down the car for a ride back to Francis Field. Another guy also stopped to find a snack. According to... Okay. Lords, meanwhile, was feeling refreshed after the car ride for 11 miles.
Excellent.
So this guy hopped in the car.
This is my kind of runner.
Yeah. For 11 miles, rode a car. He decided to get out of the car and run into the stadium and across the finish line and claim victory.
Fantastic.
And they were just about to give him a medal, and then they went, wait a second. No, you caught a car for 11 miles.
Well, I'm sure it was in the rules. He could do that.
He explained that, he was lots of dehydration, this and that. More drugs and this and that. So Felix Carvajal, he was from Cuba, right?
Yeah.
This guy is the most craziest one of all. He wanted to be part of the Olympics, and the marathon. So he didn't have any funding. So to persuade the president
Of Cuba.
at the time to get him, he got out the front of his house and the roundabout and just kept running for like 12 hours until he said, "Okay, you can go." So they gave him enough money to go.
Mm-hmm.
Now he was a mailman, so even when he was running, he ran in a long sleeve shirt, a hat, pants, heavy shoes, and he had this big mustache. But the best thing is, he got the money to go to America, but then halfway there gambled it in New Orleans, and then he hitchhiked his way to the the starting line. And halfway through the race, he was killing it, absolutely destroying. And decided, "I've had enough," and went to have a nap halfway through the race. And then, not only that, he got hungry, and he went to this apple orchard. And he found some rotten apples, and he ate them all. But then he felt really sick, so he started throwing up and had to have a lie down. This is on top of his nap.
Is he still winning the race?
So he's still in the race. I think he comes fourth in the end, from memory.
Well done.
Okay, so Samuel Mellor was halfway through the marathon. He was leading, and so he was all doing very, very well. His pace slowed down because it got to 104, which is like 38 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, so it's getting hot.
It's pretty goddamn hot.
Yeah, especially if you're exercising. Yeah.
By another account, so they're running around this race, and he thinks he's doing well. He's so disorientated from the complete dehydration, drinking brandy. He takes a wrong turn and runs like a mile away.
Oh, no.
And then has to run back and then dropped out of the race. William Garcia, near mile 19, who was in fourth place, he just collapsed. He likely experienced the closest brush to death with any marathoner there. He began coughing up blood and passing out before discovering he was taken to hospital. Combination of heat dehydration and roughly 2 hours of running on dust clouds landed Garcia in surgery for dust-lined esophagus and torn stomach lining.
Ugh.
So all of this thing happened, right?
Yeah.
Craziest thing ever. Who organized this? James E. Sullivan is the man's name.
James E. Sullivan.
And he was put on the head, so he was a doctor.
Yeah.
He was the head of the physical culture department for the World's Fair, which led into
the World's Fair.
Right? So, this is it. His own words. Sullivan intended to use the games to showcase white American excellence through a series of ranged that poorly executed, like the marathon, to cartoonishly racist. So the whole thing was set up to show he was like extremely racist.
Yeah.
Hated black people.
Uh-huh.
Purposely set things up so black people would fail, but made things extremely, extremely hard to prove how good white people actually are overall. But then he designed the race to experiment his own scientific theories. The chief among his beliefs was purposeful dehydration. Following the conventional wisdom of the time, Sullivan insisted that drinking or eating during exercise would only upset the stomach. Accordingly, there was only one water station on the course 12 miles in. At mile 12, racers encountered a singular well, served as the lone water station. Sullivan intended to test the purpose of dehydration by the race, observing how athletes will perform in high-intensity workout on a hot summer's day with a limited amount of water to drink. So the whole thing, this guy's gone, white people are the best, and I'll prove it. They're not allowed to drink water. They're not allowed to eat. It's going to be 40 degrees outside, and they've got to run a marathon. And they were running it in complete dirt, with horses
and shit
everywhere.
and dust.
And yeah, half of them took naps, half of them walked, some of them took a car all the way.
I like the one that took the car. That's
he was
good.
banned from all Olympic stuff.
That is good.
Forward.
That is good thinking.
So that's the race.
It reminds me of my time in Vietnam.
Yeah.
If you got your bingo scorecard, tick it off. When we were going up the High Van Pass and I took the truck halfway up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Why
work?
Why work when you can cheat?
You've already paid for the fuel.
Yeah. I've paid for it.
Yeah.
Church.
So that's the race. What did you think? Where do you rank it?
I rank it as a B.
As a B?
As a B.
Yeah, could have been less killing people.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that I need water, I need food, this and that. It's like, nope, here's some rat poison and a bit of brandy, get on your feet.
That's unbelievable.
I'm sure there are more Olympic stories like that.
Well, Church, I want you to rank this next story.
Okay.
We know there's a war going on.
Almost ruined your political career. We're going to rank races. Shat yourself. It was great.
Oh, that was you enjoyed that.
Thank you.
There is a war going on at the moment. And...
Oh no. Races again?
Well, this might be a race. And near Ukraine, like around Poland and all of that, is a shit ton of NATO and American aircraft flying in the air.
Mm.
A US Air Force flight spent 2 hours drawing a penis near Russian military facilities.
Good on them.
Here it is. I'll show you the picture.
Yeah, please.
That is a cock and balls.
Can you imagine, you read that article, it's funny for us because we didn't pay for it, but Americans did. No, they've got these aircrafts that capture all the intelligence data. Yeah.
So they have to be up there just circling.
So
and they obviously can't go into
water,
Ukraine airspace or US airspace, but they can't really they've got to just sort of stay in a spot. So they either just do a circle, or as this crew captain decided,
dicks and balls.
It's
pretty great.
So well done, American Air Force.
I'm pretty happy with that outcome.
Yeah, me too.
Here we go, Kieran. Here's one for you.
Mm.
Woman slammed after saying she's too pretty to work every day.
Well,
an American TikTok user with more than 10 million likes recently took the video sharing out to say she's too pretty to work. A young TikToker is ready to give up the rigors of gainful employment, says she's just too pretty to bother with the job. Lucy Welcher, social media influencer of more than 10 million TikTok likes. If you're a social media influencer, you're worthless to society.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah. Made a declaration in the recent video to divide the internet, apparently. I do not want to work for the rest of my life, the blonde brazenly stated at the outset of her viral clip. Does it look like I want to get up at 6 a.m. every fucking day for the next 60 years? So this is the woman here that's apparently too pretty. Now, if we're talking about people being too pretty, I'm going to put it out there. She's not a 10.
Well, we got schooled on how to rate from that video clip last week.
Did we?
You know, those 2 girls and the rating.
That's right. So she's not fat, so she is not a 10. She isn't fat. I'll give that. She's an attractive girl. But if you're thinking of attractive, like Scarlett Johansson,
10.
Uh-huh. Emma Ratajkowski, the one that was in the Blurred Lines video. What's her name here?
She's attractive.
This woman here. There we go. Ratajkowski. That one there. That model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a 10.
10.
Definitely
right?
a 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's doing pretty well for herself.
She's like an attractive woman from the Gold Coast at best.
Yeah, nice way of putting it.
Yeah, 7. 7 or 8, right? So she says here, no, I'm too pretty for that. Before taking a sip of her iced coffee. Many saying that she was lazy and entitled. Here's another picture of her. This is a much worse photo of her.
See, it's interesting because you know what I think makes you see celebrities and you go like, why are they a 10?
Yeah.
And part of it is they just have clothes that fit them. Like they must just be like tailored clothes.
But it's more than that.
And
You know,
the makeup is done.
the
makeup's done
Yeah.
like it's like a
Perfect.
fucking beautician's done it each
Yeah.
day for them, and the hair is immaculate.
But they start off at like 8s.
Yeah, and then they're at the gym every day.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
But this woman here, while attractive, is not even in that league. She is not pretty enough. If she was pretty enough, she'd be a model.
Mhm.
You know? So my favorite one was this person, this male admirer, even offered her a way out of the workforce.
OnlyFans.
Are you ready for this? You could be my housewife. I make 6 figures a year. Just make sure the house is clean and food is on the table. Of course. I don't think she was very much into. I like when people give them an out like that. It's like, yeah, look, just be my wife. No, I don't want to do that.
Well,
you need money.
I say good on her for not working and let it bite her in the ass.
Well, look, also,
Later on.
she is saying that she's too pretty to work, right?
Uh-huh.
I'll give her that. She might be 20, 25 now. But beauty is a depreciating asset.
Uh-huh.
And it's not like a line depreciate. It's like
It's a fast decay.
It's a fast decay.
It's a fast decay,
You
yeah.
know, especially, from 20 to basically 28. If Leonardo DiCaprio won't date you, that's it. You've lost it. And you know what? She'll be there in like 5 years.
The Leo test, I love it.
And that'll be it for her. That her beauty of not wanting to work.
And then she'll have to work.
And then she'll have to work.
Yeah.
Or settle down with some fat ugly loser who's got a lot of money.
With 6 figures.
Maybe
7. 'Cause she should probably go for 7 figures.
I would be pushing 6 figures isn't a lot these days. It's really sad. Used to be the goal. Remember the goal as a kid? Like, oh, make 6 figures. Oh, yeah. And now you're like, yeah.
Church. Perth Museum naming poll closes. Perth Museum is chosen. We both found the article. I love it.
Yeah, I was going to bring this one in. Is this the actual the museum in Perth? I didn't get to read the article.
No, it's not in Perth,
okay.
Western Australia. Perth.
Yeah.
It's a different
That's
Perth.
in your hometown.
Yeah, a new museum at Perth City Hall will be called Perth Museum. Up to 60% of people in a public consultation picked the obvious choice.
At least it wasn't Daniel Andrews who went, we're going to name this existing hospital the Queen Mary. It's like, but it's an Aboriginal name. Why are you changing it? Who did you consult with? I don't need to do that. I don't know about that, mate. I think you might need to consult with some Aboriginal people about that one.
Online polls and public consultations can be a perilous path when it comes to seeking new names. Boaty McBoatface was the overwhelming choice in a public vote to make the $200 million Apollo research ship in 2016. Oh, that would have been hilarious.
That was like the...
the auditorium in The Simpsons?
Yeah. Do you remember years and years and years ago, Walmart had a competition and it's like, where do you want... You remember the rapper Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide? Where do you want him to go? Which Walmart do you want him to see him at? And they all voted... 4chan pushed to get him to go to the most remote Walmart in Alaska.
Excellent.
And everyone thought, aha, this is pretty funny, haha. And he went. He's like, great, whatever. And everyone's like, you know what, Pitbull? That's...
Well done.
You won. You won. But there was a Taylor Swift competition.
Yeah.
Of who... Oh, no. Sorry, not Taylor. Justin Bieber. Oh, there was a Taylor Swift one. Justin Bieber one. Where it's like, vote of which country Justin Bieber should perform at. And everyone's like, America, Australia, this and that. Like a free concert.
Antarctica.
And so everyone on 4chan's like, I know what to do. And suddenly North Korea was that's the obvious choice. Yeah, pretty damn good. Do you like Weird Al Yankovic? I think we talked about this.
You've told me about Weird Al Yankovic.
You need to listen to some Weird Al Yankovic.
I have listened to some Weird Al.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, Weird Al Yankovic just made a film, a biopic about his life, but it's like a parody biopic.
Is this another room?
No, this is going to be great.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen it
You
yet.
haven't seen it yet, but you know it's going to be great.
Oh, I've seen like the trailers and everything. So Daniel Radcliffe, who played Harry Potter in the Harry Potter films, is playing.
Oh shit! So they've actually got a serious actor.
Oh yeah, it's like a full all-star cast of like people. Weird Al's very big.
All right,
Have I told you the Weird Al story? That
I'm
I
now
know?
convinced.
Have you ever told you the Weird Al story that I know?
No.
Okay, so Weird Al was at the Grammys because he won a Grammy for one of his albums, and he's there, and Weird Al tells this story. He goes, I was there at the Grammys at the after party, and I saw Paul McCartney,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, he's like, oh my god, it's Paul McCartney, like it's a Beatle, it's amazing. I would love to go meet him, and I'm like, no, I can't, like I'm just some guy. Anyway, Paul McCartney
Just some guy that won a Grammy.
Yeah, but it's Paul McCartney. It's a Beatle. Paul McCartney apparently grabs. I can't remember what other rock star. I think it was like Ringo Starr or Mick Jagger or something like that. Grabs him and goes up to Weird Al and goes, "Look, it's Weird Al." And that's when Weird Al knew he was like, "Okay,
He's pretty big.
he's amazing, right?" But Weird Al was like, pretty nerdy, this and that, and the whole biopic is like a it's I think it's going to be like another This Is Spinal Tap. Because the story goes that, he didn't date Madonna or anything. But in the biopic, he's dating Madonna.
Got it.
And, it's like going to be funny that.
Yeah.
So very exciting. It's already out in certain countries. Now...
When is it playing in the country that matters the most?
In Australia.
In the world, Australia.
Well, that's right. So... Someone
Yeah.
goes to Weird Al, how do I watch it in Australia? He put on Twitter. And Weird Al responds in the greatest way you could ever ask. Roku is working on it, which is a streaming platform. In the meantime, there's VPN, in brackets, very probably no, way to watch it legally. But I'm sure if you have a torrent of other questions, I will have to move along. Sorry. Basically giving everyone the go.
To VPN and torrent that shit.
Go watch it.
I look forward to the screening at your house of Weird Al.
Oh, it's going to be great. I'm very excited. We're hoping that it comes out Cinema Nova and we go there. That's proper.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
But if it doesn't, I'll in my new house.
In your new house.
We'll have a watch.
When I'm not away.
We'll have a watch.
Excellent. Church, emotional support is sometimes very important to
That's
people.
what this podcast exists.
I am your emotional support. I'm your emotional support human.
Parakeet. You should just repeat back what I say 5 weeks later.
An emotional support mini horse.
Yep.
A mini horse
That's what I call it.
becomes a new police officer. How is a mini horse an emotional support?
I agree. Horses have no emotion. I understand dogs because I feel dogs can understand empathy.
Dogs just want to love you.
Yeah, but they understand.
Yeah.
Like chimpanzees, they understand a little bit. I would accept an emotional support chimpanzee over a horse.
Yeah. Anything that you can sort of tell off has emotions.
Yeah, horse is just like you can, I was at a.
I want an emotional support lizard.
Yeah, it's it's not going to help you.
As long as my emotional support lizard is they them.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of our friends owns a share in a racehorse.
Uh-huh.
And when I went to a house, like a Melbourne Cup Day event, her horse was racing, like not in the Melbourne Cup, but one of the races. So it came like second last, and I said, "Oh, you got to go there and chew out the horse," like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're going to be glue next time you run this slow." This and that. And they're like, "Why would you?" And then it's like everyone's asking, "Why would you yell at a horse?" I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not seriously saying to do that. It's funny."
But if it was my kid playing basketball or a sport, you better believe I'd be down there
Chewing
going,
it
"That's doing
out."
better. You're not fucking dawdling up
That's
the
you're
court."
running laps. Running laps. Yeah, like I'm like not actually saying go yell at a horse. Like I know it's not going to do anything, but it's funny to go. Oh yeah, it'd be funny. Like you yell at it like you would like a coach.
Like, yeah. Like,
It's
get a
not
move
like
on.
I'm not going go yell at horses.
Well, maybe you are, Church.
Oh,
Maybe you should yell at horses.
I got better things to do.
I think I've got some video
Oh,
clips.
you do have some videos.
I think I've got some video
forgot.
clips.
We thought this episode was going to be short. What do you got here? I've got one called Trump, I've got Donnie, and I've got Biden.
I have got... They're all just fucking random. So
Okay.
which one do you want to hear first?
The Trump one is an hour and 54 minutes.
Let's just bring it up to... Trump is great. Just bring it up to 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Thank you. This is a big crowd. You know, nuclear open borders. This is said how much worse somebody paying to stop it. This one years to come. You know, all my predictions have been right. They say Trump was right about everything, and I don't want to brag, but I was right about everything. And we're going to be paying a price. We've got to get them out. We got to get them out. We built hundreds of miles of border walls, and despite 2.5 years of Democrat lawsuits to stop it, and we won them all, many, many lawsuits, we completely finished our original wall plan. We had a border wall plan that was beautiful. And then I said, let's add more into certain areas where it was open like a sieve. So we added more. We got that finished too, and just a little bit left. It would have taken 3 weeks, you heard this said. And they could have completed the job in 3 weeks, but the radical left Democrats didn't want to do that job. That's when I got wise to the fact. I said, you know, I really think they want open borders to ravage our country, and every day these Democrat policies are getting innocent Americans killed, and killed in large numbers. Earlier this year, an MS-13 gang member was sentenced for helping lure
All right, you
a
can stop there.
teenage boy.
But
Yeah.
Trump is back.
I feel like he's
That goes for an hour and a half, hour and a half.
I like the fact
He's
that
not, hasn't said he's running yet,
No. But he's basically
but he's
back.
basically running.
I do like the fact that
And all his predictions were
he-
correct.
he's a combination of Alex Jones
Yeah.
and
There's like no pauses. There's just intonation voice that goes up and down. And
yeah, he just waits for the crowd to stop. And he's dictating when the crowd should actually say, like, clap and all that sort of. I do like that. I think during his campaigning last time, people asked him, like, Hillary Clinton and Biden had all the teleprompters, and he would just come out with a piece of paper like we do with the show that just says "wall immigrants."
Oh, there's a part, I was listening to this today, and there's a part where he's rambling about how he was in Florida and it rained a lot and it destroyed the teleprompters. But hey, he came back out. The crowd didn't go, and he continued on. It was the best show. And then, of course, he digs it like Joe Biden for using teleprompters.
Well, do you want to go to your Joe Biden clip?
Yeah, all right.
I love those signs when I came in. Socialism. Just give me a break. What idiots. Socialism.
Didn't he say, I love those signs? Wait.
I love those signs when I came in. Socialism.
What?
Just give me a break.
Yeah, a little bit confusing. He loves him and he hates him.
At the same time. Well, as long as they vote for him, right?
Yeah, and since you haven't talked about taxes really today.
It's true. I've been good.
You've been good.
Here we go. Oh, is this the video of the kid playing Monopoly with his family?
Gosh.
Where's all your money gone, Donnie?
Taxes. 9, 10, 11. Let me fix my house.
So sad.
It's okay. It's part of the game.
No, it's not.
It
It's not
is.
fun.
It's not
It's not
fun.
fun to what?
It's the worst part of the game.
Oh, it's what?
Taxes.
This is just a video of me as a kid. Wait a second. Are you telling me I could have got more Christmas gifts, but we gave it to the government
Here, yeah.
to pay for Medicare that I didn't even use? Should get that shit back. Wait a second. We're paving roads? There's fucking holes everywhere. Oh.
Church, I am done.
I'm done
dying,
too.
yeah. Sorry for all my coughing if you've been listening to this
This is
podcast.
this is how Turch got COVID again.
Yeah, Church got COVID. You can check us out on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, all the places that stream podcasts. Find us on the socials, Twitter, the Gram, Facebook. Are we on any others?
Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
I don't know, wherever you find it.
Yeah.
You won't get me. Don't expect to get me. I don't answer that stuff.
It's true.
Every now and then my phone, I see messages and then I continue on with my life. But you'll probably get Turch.
Probably. I'll definitely respond.
Yeah, I'm not going to respond. Turch is going to respond. But yeah, send us in a rant.
Absolutely. And if you've got some death threats, rants, anything you want to send us, to send through it. We only do one take podcast at gmail.com. Kieran, this is probably one of the last times in this room doing the show. It's very sad, but very exciting at the same time.
Yeah. One more episode in this room?
No, at least a handful.
Two more? Three more?
At least probably to the first week of December.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have to do one back at my parents' house.
Oh my God. Well, if we're doing that, your mum is coming on the podcast.
Coming on the show, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try my best. And ladies and gentlemen,
we will see you next Thursday.
Come on, man. Motherfuckers, guys, come on. Give me the 5-star rating, baby. Give me the 5-star. That's all I want, baby. That's all I want. I'll fuck all the beautiful girls in the goddamn world. They'll fuck a 10-star. I just want 5. 5, baby. Just 5.